The ACT Brumbies have headed west to try and keep their Super Rugby Aus title hopes alive, while the Western Force can secure a spot in the final with a win here this afternoon. Hello and welcome to Tompkins Park, the home ground of Palmyra Rugby Club here in Perth, for this highly anticipated round 2 clash. My name is Mick Collis. Joining me in commentary is former Western Force hooker Heath Tessman. And Tess, both these sides with plenty to play for this afternoon.
Absolutely, huge opportunity here for this Western Force outfit to be able to qualify, or hopefully for a finals berth as they come up. And as well, the big one, this Brumbies outfit needing to get a win this afternoon to keep their chances alive. Opportunity there though for the Western Force. They win, they keep winning. Final potentially here in WA for this Super AU competition on the same weekend as the Bledisloe Cup game as well here. Could be a big weekend here in Perth.
It'll be a rugby festival. So the Western Force up against the Brumbies, and then the Waratahs up against the Reds. That is the fixtures for this weekend. And as Tess mentioned, the Western Force, if they win today, they will secure a spot in the final. So plenty for them to play for. The Western Force last week, they counted for the Waratahs 24 points to 3. It was the perfect start for them. The Brumbies are going down 36 points to 26 to the Reds. But Tess, we know these Brumbies, they'll be here and they'll be ready to play.
Absolutely, and they are going to be ready to play. Mick, they will bounce back, and they will bounce back well. As we look at the team list here, Western Force, Marley Pearce at loose head prop, Albert Alcock and Tian Takapulu making up the front row. We've got Mitch Watts and Darcy Swain in the second row. Will Harris, Kane Koteka and Violini Ekwasi make up a very strong back row. Henry Robinson, Max Bury, he was excellent last week. Max Bury, they make up the halves combination. Kurtley Beale, George Pullman make up the centres. Violini Fine and Justin Lemon on the wing, with Matt Greeley making an impact from fullback.
And for the Brumbies, coach there, Stephen Larkin on screen, the front row, Linton Ayeli, Liam Barron and Tavita Alatini in the front row, Lockie Shaw and Harvey Cordukes in the second row. The back row, Toby McPherson, Luke Reimer, the skipper, and Rory Scott. The halves pairing of Clayton Thorne and Declan Meredith. Look for another big game from him this afternoon. The centre pairing, David Feliuali and Hudson Crichton. Out on the wings, Caden Pritchard and Ollie Sapsford. And Shane Wilcox is the fullback this afternoon, as mentioned, coached by Stephen Larkham. The Western Force coach, James Stannard. Great to see Chucky still involved with rugby in the West.
Absolutely, and we had a chat with James during the week, and he wasn't getting too carried away with the result last weekend. He knew that they came out, they played some good rugby, but he also knew that the Waratahs team they played against, they were probably caught a little bit on the back foot, so he knows that they have a huge challenge here this afternoon as Luke Reimer leads out the Brumbies.
Yes, the Brumbies first to take the field here at Tompkins Park this afternoon. For them, it's a must-win if they want to try and keep their season alive. Going down last week, 36-26 to the Reds. Only two changes to the side that went down last week. Shane Wilcox, as we mentioned, the exciting Australian under-20 back, he makes his return from injury. And Lapina Atta, he'll be debuting off the bench. Ollie Sapsford, a man to watch this afternoon. Out on the wing, he's 191 centimetres, 100 kilos from Uni Norths. A really exciting player. He's got plenty of size to go with his speed and skills as well. So the Western Force will have to watch him as the home side makes their way out onto Tompkins Park this afternoon. The sun shining, plenty of support here for the men in blue.
And led out well by Darcy Swain. How fortunate are they to have him playing right here, right now. He's been an absolute man mountain throughout Super Rugby this year as well, leading into plenty of matches against the Lions too. But speaking of fortunate to have men around them as well, that man there on screen, the real deal, Kurtley Beale, playing it inside centre for the Force today. Just an absolute Swiss Army knife, but not only on the field, off the field as well, being able to help with all these young players with their development, with their skills, how they can read the game. What an asset and how fortunate is James Stannard and this Western Force team to be able to call on Kurtley.
And a late change for the Western Force. Ben Donaldson added to the bench for the Western Force. Unfortunately for him, not part of that Bledisloe squad, but fortunately for the fans here in the West, Ben Donaldson, they get a chance to see him down here playing in Super Rugby Aus. Meredith about to get play underway. Jordan Kaminsky, the referee, here this afternoon. Beautiful conditions, a light breeze favouring the Western Force. Darcy Swain. Ball, in fact, it's been stolen by the Brumbies. Super start by them. McPherson it was that came away with it. So the Brumbies on the front foot straight away. Reimer. Western Force, they need to react. They need to get their defence in order now as Korjukes takes play towards the Western Force try line. Defending desperately. Feliwiali. They drive him back. They go wide through Ayeli. The Brumbies straight away. Bowron now. They drive him back. Thought it is at halfback, distributing. Looking for a runner. Finds Alatini. This is Ayeli again. Getting some busy work in the early stages. This is Wilcox. Western Force defending desperately. Brumbies are over. Great start by the visitors. Exactly what they needed to do. All came from that missed kick-off by the Western Force.
And it's Linton Ayeli as well. I think he's the one getting the pats on the back as we see the start of the match. Contested well it was. Toby McPherson blitzing away with it. Then the tempo from this Brumbies outfit just repeatedly testing this Western Force defensive line on the edges. Linton Ayeli, he had 3 carries in that block of phases. Too strong, barges his way over.
So Meredith looking to add the extras, almost a carbon copy. And he does just that, a carbon copy of the under-19s match that we saw preceding this one, with the Brumbies scoring in the opening couple of minutes. Now the senior side has done exactly that, so they take a 7-0 lead. Just 2 minutes gone into this game.
We barely had everyone, they bought the meat pies, they got the beers, they barely had time to get back to the seats. The first points have been scored this afternoon. So Max Bury gets us back underway.
And the Western Force looking to try and return the favour, but the Brumbies come away with it. Western Force getting their hand on it. The breeze is awkward here this afternoon. It's not gusting as Bowron takes that ball. Meredith back in the pocket. They don't use him. Thorne goes to the sky himself. Lamb not able to take it. Bowron, the distributor, as Meredith drops it back. That ball's going to bounce for Bury. A lot of room down that short side. Gets the ball on the toe. And it comes off Shane Wilcox. So the Western Force, Albert Alcock, will have the first throw for the line out this afternoon. They've overcooked it. It's gone too far. Barron's going to pick it up on the bounce. Fine makes the tackle. This is Pritchard for the Brumbies. A good game last week. Martini. This is Crichton. To Barron again, getting through a mountain of work in the early stages. Thorne offloading. Thorne looking for the corner. Bury comes away with it. And that's a tremendous return there by Max Bury. As Heath Tensham mentioned, had a wonderful game last week.
On the 50-22 off the back of it, 2 smart kicks from Max Bury early. The first just being able to get the ball back to them originally, but playing at fullback as well, so not defending in the front line. That is a magical kick from Max Bury.
So Albert Alcock getting a word of encouragement there from Marley Pearce. Goes over the top of Darcy Swain. Fine comes through. Harris to Bury. Beale. Greeley up from fullback. Looking for Landman, and the Associates flyer will reply in the perfect fashion. Nice hands by the Western Force. And Justin Landman it was the recipient and the beneficiary.
Absolutely, it was sharp. The line out didn't quite go to plan, but cleaned up well by Fine. Just a little double pump there from Bury. Surveys the scene. Beale sees the space, gives it to Greeley. Let the man attack, he says. And Greeley does enough with it just to keep the defenders tight. Landman, finishing job, great strike play from the Western Force.
Yeah, nice, really slick, crisp play there by the Western Force. Looking sharp after the little error from the start of this match. 7-5 is the score. Bury will look to level things up outside the 22. The crowd will tell the story and they like what they see. So Max Bury picking up where he left off last week. 7-all is the score.
Viliame Fina as well. Oh, that was a great little play. Just being aware that keeping the ball in play, didn't try to pick it up off his shoelaces, gave them the opportunity to play.
So Meredith, this time the Brumbies get in the way once again, but a little bit of a knock on. So the Western Force, they need to get the restarts right.
You can see the breeze just holding up that ball there. Darcy Swain, he's planting his feet. Needs his lifters just to give him just a tad more space so he can move and adjust that last minute, because that breeze, it is, we mentioned it in the under-19s game, it's starting to pick up. It's running right to left on your screen, so it's favouring the Western Force in the first half.
So Henry Robertson, the halfback this afternoon. Isaac finds Leliwasa on the bench. Big drive coming from the Brumbies and they get the penalty. They're pretty happy with it too. All the backs running in, a few bum taps, plenty of pats on the back.
As they should. Well done to Vita Alatini. Just working at that lower height, transferring that back five's weight all through. Pressure down there, keeping that right shoulder down there on Marley Pearce. It's a good strong hit. See, they just inch their way forward. That pressure causing Tian Takipulu just to cave in. The Brumbies with the opportunity.
And a great one for them. It's been well won there by Shaw. We know how strong they are here. It's bread and butter stuff for the Brumbies. The Western Force do well in their defence. Barron comes away with it though. The Brumbies. This is Scott. Western Force need to defend Reimer, the captain. Ball's there for the Brumbies. Barron picks and goes again. And the Western Force get the turnover.
Great work, Violini Ekawasi. Number 8 for the Western Force, getting over the top of it. The Brumbies outfit, the more well defended there by the Force, but then they just ground into their ground and pound game. They're looking strong. Ekawasi holding the man up over the line. Oh no, not a hold up, sorry, I apologise. Here's a penalty. Max Bury going with the breeze as well. We see him there keeping his feet, staying strong over the top of the ball. Big play from the Force 8.
7-all, the score remains. Alcock with the throw. Ball one, or in fact not one. Mitch Watts gets his hands on it, but Jordan Kaminsky says no. So the Western Force just allowing the Brumbies to stay camped in this part of the field. Thorne, Alatini. Ball comes loose, Meredith. This is Scott. Thorne again, Filiwali. This is Wilcox injecting himself from the full-back position. Core Dukes. Thorne again looking for a run at Barron. Getting himself busy early on. Switching directions, the Brumbies. Thorne. This is Pritchard. takes the tackle. Thorne again. Cordukes soaking in the defence. Kateka's there to make the tackle for the Western Force. Meredith. Early, soft hands. Sapsford. This is Reimer. Luke Reimer. Pullman makes the tackle. They come the short side again. Chance here for Crichton. Turns it back inside. And beautiful try there for the Brumbies. Clayton Thorne it was, the beneficiary. Some nice work down the short side by Hudson Crichton. And the ever-present number 9 crossing for the try. Brumbies out 12-7.
Just stretching, and we can just see in the fullback Force players just switching off a little bit, thinking that blind side was covered. Great heads-up play there by Thorne, as you said. Like any good 9, just sniping away, always sniffing around those rucks for gaps. And following it up as well. Clayton Thorne, well done.
So Declan Meredith, 1 from 1 this afternoon. Breesby just pushing across the posts for him. And he judges it perfectly well. So 2 from 2 for the number 10. 14 points to 7 the score here in Perth.
Yeah, just a great heads-up play. Catching out Viliame Fine, knew he'd made the tackle, so he knew the winger was caught inside that ruck. Well done, Clayton Thorne, once again.
So Max Bury for the Western Force. Again, kicking that ball up into the sun. Meredith takes it without too much pressure. Landman making the tackle. Thorne directing traffic. Malatini takes play up towards the 22. Wilcox back in the pocket, almost charged down Robertson. I think he might have got a touch on it. Greeley now up from fullback for the Western Force, linking with Bury. Trying to spot a gap, picks up Harris, offloading to Fine. Pritchard makes the tackle. A little bit going on in the background. Quick hands. Here, chance here for Perlman down the short side. Super tackle by Wilcox. Western Force though, right on the attack. Harris is there, they come back.
Yeah, beautiful little piece of play there from the Western Force outfit. Well done. Matt Greeley as well, just adjusting that kick. Touched, getting his hands to it, getting the ball to Bury, giving them the opportunity to attack. Great offload from Will Harris as well to Fine. They're looking to play this Western Force outfit, Mick.
Yeah, well, it really is all or nothing, isn't it? The Western Force, if they can win this afternoon, they are in the final. They don't want to be waiting on the results from other games to try and dictate where they end up. So they will want to win this match this afternoon. So Max Bury finding touch 10 metres away from the Brumbies try line. The line out hasn't been perfect in the early stages. They need to get things right this afternoon. Plenty of jumping options, Harris, Watts, and also Swain. They go to the back, and it's been well read and well stolen there by the Brumbies. Lockie Shaw it was, read it very well. So a wasted opportunity there for the Western Force. Thorne sends it high, Viliame Fine, Greeley now straightens. Had a tremendous season in Super Rugby. Barron gets across and steals it, does well. Meredith now. Outside his 22, goes high, no one at home for the Western Force, they let it bounce. It's an awkward one too, Meredith almost cleans it up. Pullman for the Western Force, finally. They scramble. Western Force need to get some composure back into their game. Robertson is there. Box kick, it'll drift in the wind. No eyes on it. Let it bounce, Pritchard takes it. Western Force trying to hold him up. Ball comes loose. Thorne now down the short side. Meredith. Loose pass picked up by Harris now for the Western Force to Landman. He's already scored one. The Brumbies get the turnover. I'm not sure who it was, but he was right on it.
I think it was linked to Naeli as well, the loose head prop, the try scorer. For the Brumbies, huge effort there. Big man to try and move. Off the top of the ball, Matt Greeley did his best.
Quick to react. The battle of the breakdown. James Stannard says that was where it was going to be won or lost. And the Brumbies all over that one, leading by 14 points to 7. 15 gone in the first half of this Super Rugby Aus clash between the Western Force and the Brumbies, being played at Palmyra Rugby Club, Tompkins Park, on the banks of the Swan River here in the west. Beautiful day for rugby, clear blue skies, a gentle breeze, and a good crowd in here this afternoon as well. So a line-out opportunity here for the Brumbies, spoiling the Western Force's last attempt. Shaw, Cordukes, McPherson, plenty of options as we wait for Bowron. They need him. Oh, and they've taken too long. Jordan Kaminsky says, give it to the Western Force, a short arm.
Yeah, sure what Liam Bowron was doing. Didn't appear to be receiving attention or anything like that. Could be just a miscommunication, but the Brumbies have played on, so the clock is on.
Max Bury goes to the sky. Wilcox misses it. Pillman's there. Pritchard takes it though for the Brumbies. Kane Koteka makes the tackle, assisted by Alcock. Thorne. Thorne again. The ball holding up in the breeze. Fine can't get his hands on it. Swain does. Luckily, Fine didn't get his hands on it. Swain in front of it, but it wasn't touched. Curtly Beale now. G-King trying to find his way through some space. Bowron wraps him up. Bury spots Landman. Landman takes it cleanly inside the 22. Little bit of razzle-dazzle by the Western Force. Greeley's in there as well. Ball comes loose. But Kaminsky back for the penalty.
Just getting the Brumbies off for offside, but it's an amazing little piece of play there. Darcy Swain actually tried to charge the kick down from Clayton Thorne off his right boot. Breeze wreaked so much havoc with it, blew it all the way back to Swain.
Yeah, almost like he would have been offside if Fino touched it, but luckily for Swain, Fino was nowhere near it. So again, the Western Force leaving the points behind. They were directly in front, 22 metres out. They're all in here this afternoon, the Western Force. Need to execute. Alcock with the throw. This time they go to Swain. They converge on him. They try to drive it. The Brumbies pile in. A stalemate here at Tompkins Park at the moment. Robertson. Now to Beale. Bury. He spots Fine. Fine is in the clear. He just needs to take it. And Viliama Fine will cross for the Western Force. Beautiful kick there from Bury.
Just perfect execution. You touched it there, magical kick there from Max Bury. It's a set play. Fine was hugging the touchline here on this far side. They knew they had the option right at the sleeve if the maul was stopped. Beale in at first receiver just holds up the defense. And then the space there for Fine. Great skill execution under tricky conditions as well with this breeze swirling around. What a kick from Max Bury.
Yeah, the gamble paying off for the Western Force. Takes it back to within 2, 14-12. Here's the score.
20 seconds.
Jordan Kaminsky, Max Bury. The clock is on. will ride it with him, and he's just hooked that around to the left, so the score will remain 14 points to 12. The Brumbies in the lead here at Tompkins Park. Halfway stage of this first half. And the restart. Once again, the Brumbies come away with it. It's become a real weapon for them in this match here this afternoon. Barron offloading. This is Scott. Koteka and Pullman, they drive him back. Thorne's there. Meredith. Wilcox. Ball comes loose. They'll come back for the penalty.
Yeah, Brumbies just catching Western Force unaware there with the quick kickoff, causing real trouble for them this afternoon. These restarts.
They point to the sideline again, so the Brumbies. Meredith chews plenty off as well. So another attacking line out for the Brumbies. Western Force defence has been good. They go to the front. Filiuwali it was to Barron. And as he got there, it's the referee Jordan Kaminsky.
Looks like he's been bundled into touch on the far side. Big defensive play here from the Western Force, but they're still not out of it yet.
Swain wins that one well. Almost sacked though. Kaminsky still all in favour of the Western Force. Robertson's there for the box kick. Sends that one into touch, getting the Western Force out of trouble. But also a bit of variation there from the Brumbies with that line out. Filiuwali it was taking that ball and offloading to his hooker. He's in there again. McPherson can't take it. Swain brings it down back to Robertson. So here we go, the Western Force on the counter-attack through Kirtley Beale. Now to Pullman. Fine driving that ball down. Wilcox takes it just outside his 22. Links up. Bury. Satchford it was with the kick. Bury. Max Bury in some space. Bury playing with the fullback. Bury for the line. Will he get there? Yes, he does. Individual brilliance there from Max Bury. Super try by the number 10.
Absolutely lightning stuff there from Max Bury at the back. He looked like he was in a bit of strife. He had no support around him, so he said, I'll do it all my own. Cuts one through, and then it's the in and out. He just works over Shane Wilcox, inside, outside. Declan Meredith's not quick enough to catch the opposite 10. Dots it down under the post. Magical stuff from Max Bury.
Yeah, Bury in scintillating form in this Super Rugby Aus competition. This one directly in front, missed his last one. They don't come much easier. So the Western Force take the lead. And they go further ahead thanks to the boot of Max Bury, out by 19 points to 14 now. As we see it once again, just Max Bury.
Just that right foot step, bang, as he straightened up. And then the ability to turn on the afterburners.
So Meredith with the restart. Can the Western Force get it right this time? Swain underneath it. This time he takes it cleanly, gets the cheer from the crowd. Right in front of the Western Force faithful that have turned out this afternoon. Robertson doesn't get a whole lot on it. Again, everyone content to hang off. Barron comes away with it. Little knock on though, and it will fall in favour of the Brumbies.
It's almost like time stood still there for a second, Mick. A few calls of yours
yes,
out there on the field. Justin Lamb, and he goes up after it with Luke Reimer. Little knock on there from Landman.
Yeah, Landman, one of the stars of the Fortescue Premier Grade competition, plays generally at fullback for Associates. Great to see him in the blue of the Western Force this afternoon. So Thorne with the scrum feed, just camped inside Western Force territory. And the Brumbies with the advantage. Thorne, Meredith, working down that short side. And the Force get the turnover, but they'll come back for the penalty. Referee Jordan Kaminsky playing advantage for the Brumbies.
He's got Marley Pearce just for driving up. It's a much better hit there from the Western Force this time out, but the angles they're working with need to be controlled as they go forward.
Meredith looking for touch and finding it.
He's been kicking very well this afternoon. Declan Meredith into the breeze as well. So we see here just Marley Pearce just angling in. Force pack, they were caught on the hop. First scrum, they weren't going to let it happen again. So the Brumbies are back underway.
McPherson wins it well. Nikolasi comes through. But Kaminsky infringed, someone's infringed. I'm not sure that's what the... Is that intentional knockdown? That wouldn't be right, would it?
Your guess is as good as mine, Mick. It looks like that's what the indication was. Signal from referee Kaminsky out there this afternoon. Kawasi, I think he was just playing the ball instead of the man, but either way it's a moot point because the Brumbies with the ball looking for another line out, another attacking foray here inside the Force 22.
Yeah, Western Force under pressure. Brumbies on the attack. Shaw wins it well for the Brumbies. They hold it in tight. Working their way. Now they come wide. Feliuali bounces off Kirtley Beale. But it's been turned over, so a chance here. Pillman now. The Western Force, what can they do in the counter-attack? Viliamafine. Finally they wrap him up. Robertson comes to the short side, the big dummy. Ball left behind, Alcock throws it back inside, picked up by Beale. Pillman's there to clean up. Western Force playing the Harlan Globetrotter style rugby here this afternoon. Ekawasi. Marley Pearce now. So the Western Force outside the 22. And the Brumbies get the turnover. Not releasing.
Yeah, a little bit of razzle-dazzle there from the Western Force. Moving that ball across the field. Viliamafine carrying it in two hands, backed himself on the outside of Reimer. But it was the Brumbies finding a little bit of sanity in all the chaos around them first. Getting that D-line sorted.
Terrific
see the
run.
break here from Fine. Tawaki Pulu just caught on his own. Tavita Alatini too strong.
Back out of the back, the Brumbies, this time they get it wrong. It's been cleaned up by Meredith, runs back into traffic. In fact, runs into his own man. So obstruction. So let off there by the Western Force.
Let off there, and a big moment here for this Force pack as well, for both of these packs, but Western Force just haven't been able to quite get it right. They got found out at that first scrum. They had to temper their aggression from that second one. Marley Pearce, he got underneath Tavita Alatini, but he has to drive square, he has to drive through the mark. It's such a great arm wrestle here at scrum time this afternoon.
Robertson with the feed for the Force. Ball comes out cleanly. Beale juggles. Bury linking up with Greeley now up from fullback. Matt Greeley wrapped up by Crichton. Bury. Mitch Watts met heavily. Brumbies have turned it over. As they do so well. Wilcox. Went behind, but will come back for a little knock on.
The Force, they're doing such a great job of being able to find some space in those outside channels. Curly Beale coming into first receiver a number of times, just keeping that defense tight by taking the line on, and then being able to release. Bury's been pinpoint with both foot and hand this afternoon, passing straight out to Greeley, giving him the opportunity to attack.
So the Brumbies stacked on this right-hand side. Sashford in behind the number 8. Brumbies looking for the penalty. Filiawali comes away with it, turns it back inside to Crichton. Just over halfway, Bowron offloading. McPherson it was that takes the tackle. This is Reimer. On the 10-metre line, Western Force territory. Meredith, loose pass picked up by Pullman. George Pullman, will he have the pace? Wilcox is chasing him. Pullman inside the 22. Wilcox wraps him up. Pullman offloads, and it'll be Harris to score the try for the Western Force.
Against the run of play, the Western Force have capitalised, and they move further ahead here at Tompkins Park.
And Pullman, he looked like the big striding centre, swooping on the ball. You just see it's just a little bit of a miscommunication there in the midfield. Shane Wilcox, huge effort, great covering tackle. He looked to have wrapped the ball up beautifully, but Pullman, he's strong. And Will Harris, the supporting man, the 6. I might not have wanted him in Sydney. We're pretty happy he's here in the West. Mick Collis. Great play there from the East man.
Yeah, great support there by Harris, and good skills as well. The pass, it was a tough one thrown by Pullman, and Harris had to pluck it out of the air. Did extremely well, the big man, and crossing the try was the reward for him as the Western Force go out to a 24 points to 14 lead. Max Bury looking to increase that 10-point buffer at the moment. Would love to make it 12 here in front of the home force crowd. He hits the post. And a cheerio to Mark Bell, Angus Bell's father, who says that in 99% of games the ball will hit the post, so his stats are good here at Tompkins Park. And a cheerio to you, Mark Bell. The restart. Meredith, Swain underneath it again. That breeze just holds it up. The Brumbies creating all sorts of problems. They come away with it again, but a little knock on. So Meredith doing very well, just putting enough height on that ball just to make it tricky for the Western Force as it floats around with this breeze here at Tompkins Park.
And it's about time. The Force, they need to look to adapt just that little bit. I think Darcy Swain, he's calling his jump, his lifters off him. He just needs to take it on his own. They need to give him the space.
So 24-14 is the score. Inside the final 10 of this first half, Robertson with the scrum feed. And when the decoy runner up the short side, Pullman. George Pullman straightens. Pullman through the gap, brushes off Meredith. Pullman, can he get the arms free? He might not need to. Pritchard chasing. Pullman throws it inside. Curtly Beale picks it up, but it drifts forward. Pullman doesn't think it did. But George Pullman,
he has come to life, hasn't he, Mick? Look, a number of times it looked like he was going to be brought down several times on the carry. So you see, he just looks straightening up as well. Speed and strength, palming off the would-be tacklers. And it was just here. Jeez, it's a harsh call. Looked to come out of the hand backwards.
So the Western Force, their tails in the air here this afternoon down at Tompkins Park. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the half. Brumbies looking for an exit. They get the short arm, so it just gives them that little bit of breathing space.
Meredith. Finlay plays on quickly. Greeley. So the Western Force looking to attack this afternoon. Koteka now. Koteka almost through. Robertson. Robertson spots a gap. They're appearing for the Western Force. Marley Pearce turns it back inside to Darcy Swain. And against his old club, the second rower crosses.
Oh, they just flicked the switch, didn't they, the Western Force? The Brumbies, after the short arm, they kicked the ball into touch. They just thought they ambled up the field thinking the Force, they were just going to look for the line out to close out the half, but the tempo, they switched gears. Marley Pearce, ball in two hands. That's for all the kids at home. And Darcy Swain striding out with a well-deserved try. The captain.
So the Western Force out by 29 points to 14. Max Bury with the kick to come. The Western Force looking dangerous test with ball in hand.
And it was just that change of gear you could see. Meredith puts the ball into touch. Great ground finder for his Brumbies, but Fine, he gets the hands on the ball and Greeley says, yeah, let's go, let's play quickly, as we see Bury had the extras.
So the Western Force out by 31 points to 14. It's been a good half for them. Looking to attack. There's Meredith. The restart once again.
These are important, these minutes in either side of the half, Mick. Force adding points on, critical.
They've left Swain alone. This time he goes and flies high, takes it cleanly. So the try scorer brings it down for the Western Force. Robertson's there for them. In the shadows of half-time, the box kick from Robertson. Lamb chasing underneath it. Wilcox takes it cleanly. Lamb makes the tackle. Western Force out enthusing the Brumbies at the moment. Ball may have been turned over. In fact, it has been. Robertson comes away with it, almost the intercept. McGreely. Greeley stepping. Looking for the turnover. And they get it. Great work there by Corjukes.
Yeah, Harvey Corjuk straight down over the top of the ball. He saw his opportunity there. Just brings that little bit of momentum that the Force they were playing with. Brings it to a grinding halt.
Meredith looking for touch. And he finds it. So a chance here for the Brumbies to reduce this deficit as we head towards the half-time break here at Tompkins Park. Currently trailing by 31 points to 14. It's been well won. Meredith looking for the short ball. Filiwali into Pritchard. Beautiful ball. Pritchard offloading to Wilcox. Wilcox for the corner. And he scores the try. Great response once again by the Brumbies.
Oh, magical set piece play there. Shane Wilcox, the beneficiary of this one, has got Bernie Larkham written all over it. Numbers coming through the centre of the field. A little inside ball there for Pritchard. Magic ball there as well, just straight over, hitting Wilcox on the chest. That is a sharp piece of play, and just as we touched on, Mick, how important it is getting points leading into the half. The Brumbies, they strike right back. 2 tries scored in the last 5 minutes before half-time.
Yeah, 31 points to 19 is the score. Western Force in the lead. Conversion attempt to come though by Meredith. Points important here this afternoon. Again kicking into the breeze. It drops off. And he adds the extras. So 10 points is the difference. The Western Force leading by 31 points to 21, as we see it again here. Filiwali, that beautiful ball inside to Pritchard. Finding Wilcox looming. So the final minute before the half-time break. 10 points the difference. Bury with the restart for the Western Force. Sends it deep. Meredith into the sun, takes it cleanly. On to Rory Scott. Takes play up to the 22-metre line. Valetini. Thorne to Reimer. Brumbies just winding the clock down here.
Oh, it's dangerous play. It's interesting. They don't want to have an attack. They don't want to give this Force team an opportunity to play again.
And Thorne sends that ball into touch. So half-time here at Tompkins Park in Super Rugby Aus, and it is the Western Force leading the Brumbies by 31 points to 21.
Families divided. Friends become enemies. Saturday night, you're a red or you're a blue. It's the match that matters to millions. In magnificent 4K Ultra. Liverpool, Everton. Primetime Premier League. Live and exclusive, Stan Sports.
Welcome to Solar del Mar.
That man there is Bill King.
So the town offers up one of your daughters. In return, you get a truck full of guns.
You just do nothing.
Follow me.
We need to protect my people. Our town was under constant siege.
We have to fight them. We gotta kill the next king of Spain.
First, you survive what happened to you. And after time, start living again.
What a special moment it could be.
Our family legacy is this ranch.
I'm a protector of my life. What I'm doing isn't for the ranch. It's for us. We're brothers now.
I took all the risk, and I took it for you. You will ruin this family's name.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
Unlike you, I keep my promises. This party just got a whole lot better. Our family legacy is this ranch.
This is just the tip of a very, very big iceberg.
I don't know how I got here.
You have no idea what these people are capable of.
It is in the jungle.
I knew this day would come.
Absolutely sensational.
Poisonous mushrooms have killed 3 people at a lunch with friends.
Local woman, Erin Patterson,
Has been arrested.
At the trial, the jury saw one version of the truth.
Families divided. Friends become enemies. Saturday night, you're a...
I took all the risk, and I took it for you. You will ruin this family's name.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
Unlike you, I keep my promises. This party just got a whole lot better. Our family legacy is this ranch.
This is just the tip of a very, very big iceberg.
I don't know how I got here.
You have no idea what these people are capable of.
It is in the jungle.
I knew this day would come.
Absolutely sensational.
Poisonous mushrooms have killed 3 people at a lunch with friends.
local woman, Erin Patterson,
Has been arrested.
At the trial, the jury saw one version of the truth. We found another.
There's more to this story than meets the eye.
Who's behind it?
Stuff does get buried.
In the court, everyone's going crazy.
The whole thing's imploded.
What is the motive?
There's all these rumors.
Worldwide fascination and story is yet to be told.
just seen.
So welcome back to Tompkins Park. Half time here with the Western Force leading the Brumbies 31-21, but it was the Brumbies, Tess, who got the match away early.
Absolutely, they got them off to a great start, 4 tries to 3 in that first half, but it was Lincoln Aielli just barging his way over after a really great start off the kickoff. This Brumbies outfit getting the ball, but straight away Force managed to strike back through Justin Landman. We see him, just the work done inside by Bury Beale, giving him the space, plenty to do to finish that one off. It was Clayton Thorne who got it next though, and just sniping, keeping his head up like any good 9 should, but it's been tit for tat this afternoon as the Western Force. It was a perfect pinpoint crossfield kick from Max Bury, finding Viliame Fine, and then it was Bury just doing it all on his own for the next one, just finding some lazy holes in the defence and just working over Shane Wilcox there at fullback. Dot it down under the post to put his team in front. And then it was George Pullman getting his hands on it. I thought he might have gone all the way. Pin the ears back. But Will Harris in support. Dotting it down, it saw, and it was all Western Force at this point in time. Marley Pearce doing it both ways as well before the offload to his captain, Darcy Swain, and they looked well in control before another one just before the half. Great little strike play as well. Creighton Pritchard with the great pass across to Wilcox. A little bit of work to do, the left foot step, bringing it back underneath and sealing it. But 31 points to 21 in that first half, Mick.
Yeah, and plenty of try scorers for the Western Force. Fine, Swain, Harris, Landman and Bury. Bury 3 from 5 off the tee. And for the Brumbies, it was Thorne, Alatini and Wilcox and Meredith with 3 from 3. 31 points to 21 is the half-time score. All the action of the second half, not far away.
Let's ride!
Go through the phase to get where we pray. We champion made, ain't nothing I change. The streets that we paved, they come off the race. Nobody can hate on the road that I play. When everything's settled, let's see who remains from.
Let's ride!
Go through the phase to get where we pray. We champion made, ain't nothing I change. The streets that we paved, they come off the race. Nobody can hate on the road that I play. When everything's settled, let's see who remains from.
Let's ride!
Go through the phase to get where we pray. We champion made, ain't nothing I change. The streets that we paved, they come off the race. Nobody can hate on the road that I play. When everything's settled, let's see who remains from.
The dogs and the kids have been cleared from the playing surface. The players are back out here at Tompkins Park. 31 points to 21 is the score. The Western Force leading the Brumbies in this round 2 Super Rugby Aus clash. The Western Force, if they can hang on, they will secure themselves a spot in this Super Rugby Aus final. The Brumbies looking to keep their season alive. Mick Colson, Heath Tessman in commentary, and Max Bury. Tessie's had a sterling first 40 minutes and he will get play underway this afternoon.
So he's been fantastic in that first half. Big challenge though for this Western Force team running into the breeze as Bury gets us underway.
Scott underneath it. In fact, that was Shaw. Lockie Shaw takes it cleanly. Malatini, the settler for the Brumbies. Thorns there with the box kick. They'll use the breeze. And the ball floats. Landman can't take it. And that ball dribbles into touch. I'm sure Jordan Kaminsky will just confer with his assistant referee to work out what happened there. Graham Cooper it is on this side.
There was just a little knock on there. Justin Landman, as he was working his way back in. So it'll be scrum to this Brumbies outfit.
We'll try and see if there have been any changes at half time. Looks like the Brumbies I think Toby McPherson may not have retaken the field. So the Brumbies with the scrum feed through Clayton Thorne, just inside their own half. They get the drive on. It opens up. In fact, it is Tuilima on in place of McPherson.
Big hit there from Lincoln Ailey. First scrum of the second half, but just like his opposite number, Marley Pearce, he's got to make sure he stays square. Needs to go through that mark first. Big job here from Patian Tawakapulu. He's got to keep that right shoulder down. He's got to keep Ailey on the outside.
Big scrum, Brumbies come away with it through Thorne, Meredith, Feliuali now. Just soft hands to Meredith. Sapsford coming in from fullback. Wilcox up now to Pritchard. Pritchard still going. Greeley tries to get over it, still with the Brumbies. Nice bit of play by them to Alima. His first touch this afternoon inside the 22. Thorne goes to the short side. Intercepted, but William Mafine thought he was away. He would have been too. There was no one at home.
They wouldn't have been catching him, but I think coming back for the phase before, Darcy Swain just getting the jump on that ball out of the ruck. Communication nice and clear from Graham Cooper.
So Declan Meredith, we talk about the importance of scoring points either side of the break. The Brumbies went into the break with a try. They would love to start this second half in the same way.
Great piece of attacking play early on. Brumbies outfit sweeping around the corner, straightening out. Just some big scrambling defense from the Force, holding them out from scoring.
Barron with the throw. McPherson, he's still out there. Brumbies bring it in. They try to drive it. The Western Force holding firm at the moment. Barron's got it at the back. They start to go around that short side. Barron still with it. Now they spin her away. And the Western Force come up with it.
I think we're just missing the communications from the referee as well. this afternoon. Must have been Jordan Kaminsky. It was static, that maul, so he's asked them to play. He's asked him to play. He's asked him to play, as you can see him signalling there with the once, twice call. Comes out well defended. Western Force.
Big defensive scrum here needed by the Western Force. The Brumbies, you'd expect them to try and apply all sorts of pressure. Western Force scrum feed. The Brumbies would love to disrupt this ball.
Comes back to this man here on the short side, Ailey. He's got to stay square through that mark.
Big drive coming, picked up off the back by Ekwasi. And the number 8 does well for the Western Force. Robertson has it, sends it back to Bury. Into the breeze, Pritchard underneath it. Awkward for him, plays it with the foot. Soccer style by the winger. Runs into Swain and Koteka, they drive him back. Ball's there for Thorne. Barron again, Meredith offloading. Talima leaves it behind. Ball goes into touch, so Western Force line out on the 10-metre line.
Big collision there midfield as well. Kane Koteka, Darcy Swain, couple of sharp shoulders out there.
Albert Alcock with the throw. Swain, it goes to the front. Variation there by the Western Force. Robertson, Takapulu. Western Force with the Caterpillar. Robertson at the back. They go to the sky. It's been touched. Pritchard again. This time he takes it cleanly. Met well early there by Fine. Ball comes away quickly though for the Brumbies. Here they go. They look dangerous on the attack. Sapsford now. Loose pass. Left behind. Filiuali comes back. Throws it. Wilcox picks it up. Meredith. So Pullman and Landman applying the pressure in defence. Ekwasi's there as well. Barron runs straight into Marley Pearce. The local juniors applying his trade here this afternoon. Thorne, the box kick for him. Matt Greeley underneath it. He's got Bury on his left-hand side. Greeley sums things up. Tries to spot a gap. Can't get through. Harris is there in support. The drive, good by the Western Force. Takes play up to the halfway. Good front foot ball. Bury now. Offloading to Fine. They wrap him up well. Robertson again. Koteka. Beale offloading. Matt Greeley again in from fullback, injecting himself. Player down in back play, looks like Koteka. This is Marley Pearce, just couldn't get the arm free. Ekwasi runs into Sapsford, takes the tackle. Robertson's there again. Swain now, the try scorer for the Western Force. Beale trying to weave some magic. Offloads to Tian Takapulu. They loop around. Alcock finds Bury. Ball comes loose, picked up by Barron. Alcock almost on it. So the ball comes out of the hands forward. So it will be, I think it's going to actually be with the Brumbies. Koteka down in back play, nursing a shoulder. As we just see it here on the replay.
Yeah, well read here by Clayton Thorne, just pushing up, playing out of the defensive line. Saw the read, he saw Bury sweeping round. It's not on my watch, he says. A few fresh legs make their way onto the park for the Brumbies. And it's Reece Van Neck going onto the park for Tavita Alatini. Hudson Crichton making his way off the field as well for Jarrah McLeod. A couple of big boys going off, but a couple of even bigger boys coming on, Mick.
Yes, plenty of size on the Brumbies bench this afternoon. Here at Tompkins Park, nice to have your company across all the platforms. Rugby.com.au YouTube channel, Explorer, and also on Stan Sport. Scrum just inside Brumbies territory. Thorn with the feed. 17 or so in from touch.
Meredith and Ollie Sapsford sitting in behind out the back of the scrum. Usually reserved for a centre field scrum, but big blind side. The Force need to work to cover and defend. They play open.
Filiuali doubling around. Ball comes loose and into touch. Fine making the tackle that jolted it loose.
Oh, Fine. We call that a tackle. He's just done the washing. He's folded him in half over the far side. Great hit, great read from Fine. They were sweeping around. They had the numbers. Just the read at the right time. Timing was perfect. Just putting that little bit of extra pressure there on Wilcox.
So the line out. Just past the 10-metre line, Western Force territory. 31-21 is the score. Harris wins it well. Robertson leaves it behind, has to scramble. Lockie Shaw tries to get a bit on him. Ball comes back for the Force. Bury's there for it. Pearce takes it into contact. Wilcox there as well, as is Swain. Robertson goes to the sky and puts that into touch. So not what the Western Force wanted. A reprieve there for the Brumbies. Can they capitalise on that little error there by the Western Force?
A little bit scrappy there off the line out, and then it just dribbles into the phase play as well. Great patience and pressure applied by this Brumbies outfit too. Their turn to attack.
Bowron. Tuolima wins it well. Here they go, loose pass by the Brumbies. The referee says it's okay. They play on. Thorn's there, goes to the short side again. Von Neck was there, doesn't get it. Ball's been turned over. Bury now, so dangerous. Max Bury down the short side. He's got players on his inside, puts it on the toe. McLeod back to clean it up. Behind his own line, they wrap him up. Great play by the Western Force.
Oh, huge play. It's a little flick. Who was it as well? There's a little bit of magic there. The flick pass out the back to Max Bury just as it gets knocked on quickly by Van Neck. Max Bury, acceleration as well. Just the gas down the outside. Perfectly weighted kick.
And as you talk about the kick only being as good as its chasers, there were a couple there for the Western Force. Pinning McLeod back behind his line from the restart. Meredith, they let it bounce. Ekawasi, what's he going to do? He'll just wind up. No, he doesn't. Offloads. Matt Greeley now. Greeley. Matt Greeley. The gap tries to open up. Filiuali makes the tackle. Robertson's there for the Western Force. Swain drops it forward. Brumbies play on. They knock it forward as well, Von Neck. So Darcy Swain, unfortunately, for the skipper.
Great little play there as well. Wailini Ekawasi. There's no way he was going to pass that ball. He's got off the back fence. He's ready to run. But switches nicely there with Bury. Great little change up from the Western Force, Greeley. He has been dangerous all afternoon. You can see him growing with in confidence as well as this game goes on. That's what this competition's so great for as well, though, Mick. Guys like Matt Greeley, guys like Max Bury, William Fine, Wailini Ekawasi, all these men getting more time, more competitive rugby under their belt.
So Kanko Teka being replaced. Titi Nofo Agatutoa coming on for him. Succumbing to that shoulder injury. Also a replacement for the Brumbies.
Looks like Tuati Changtung going on for the try scorer, Linton Early. We said prop, he's had a great afternoon.
So Thorn with the feed. Short arm for the Brumbies. Meredith comes in.
Upgraded to a full arm there as well. Obviously, referee Kaminsky. No room for any talk back to the referee. His call is final.
Yeah, just ill discipline there by the Western Force. It's the last thing they need to do. They've been very good this afternoon.
And ill discipline on 2 counts as well. Just not being controlled in that hit, looking to march forward, and that's the pressure this Brumbies outfit has been able to put on them on the scrum this afternoon.
Brumbies win it well. Bowron linking around, picking up with Scott. A little bit of a loose carry there. Tolima offloads. The Brumbies on the attack, marching towards the try line. Von Neck now stepping off that right foot. Good run early by McPherson. The Brumbies now to Alima. Just caught short. They're 2 metres away. They pick and drive. They go again. And they get there. So the Brumbies respond in the only way they know how. That front foot ball by the Brumbies, so dangerous.
It's just good, direct, hard running. He's started way back there near the half with Tolima. Then the support as well. The Force players a little bit guilty of just looking to wrestle. But then they get to their power game. Once they get close, I think it was Toby McPherson, the try scorer. And he has put this Brumbies team right back in it, Mick.
So 31 points to 26. The conversion attempt by Meredith is successful. So it is game on here at Tompkins Park. 31 points to 28. Still plenty of time left in this match as Ben Donaldson makes his way out onto Tompkins Park. Justin Lamman, the player coming off. So we'll see how the back line is reshuffled here for the Western Force.
I think it'll be Matt Greeley will probably push to that wing. Donaldson, he'll slot into fullback.
So a great addition for the Western Force. Bury with the restart. It's a sloppy, ugly one taken by Shaw for the Brumbies. Thorne is there. Goes to the sky. Donaldson underneath it for his first touch of the afternoon. Here's the footsteps coming. McLeod and Sapsford make the tackle. Donaldson does well. Brumbies trying to get him on the counter. Ikawasi runs into Shaw. Takapulu's there, as is Robertson. Robertson goes to the sky. Brumbies underneath it. Take it cleanly. Greeley drives him into the turf. The Brumbies. Chantung. This time Thorne goes high. Donaldson again. Sums up his options. Runs straight into McPherson, and the penalty comes. Rory Scott, I think it might have been, straight on that ball.
He can count himself pretty fortunate. The turnover there was strong by Scott. Brumbies players all over the Western Force side of the ruck, though. It was a great initial tackle there by Lachlan Shaw. Wrapped up Donaldson.
So all of a sudden the Western Force finding themselves under pressure once again. Some more replacements. Samasui coming on in place of Reimer. So Feliuali back in the line out for the Brumbies again. Looking for some variations. Thorne comes away with it. He doesn't win many lineouts, but he's won this one. They're 5 away now, the Brumbies. Right on the attack. Western Force defending desperately. Ball slow to come out. They pick and go, the Brumbies. 4 away. The try will give them the lead again. They pick and go. Western Force desperately trying to hang on. Referee Kaminsky playing advantage for the Brumbies. Little short pause. Von Neck. Brumbies continue to attack. Ball's there. Thorne has it. Offloading. The try scored. Brumbies retake the lead.
And Reece Von Neck, I think he was just getting up from his last carry, dives over the line. The powerful tight head prop. Made an impact at set piece and around the park as well. And like you said, Mick Collis, the Brumbies back in front.
33 points to 31 here at Tompkins Park. Super Rugby Aus. Meredith looking to increase that buffer. It's a 2-point ball game at the moment. Approaching the halfway mark of this second half. So 3/4 of this match gone. It's going to be a rip-roaring final 20. As we're in the driver's seat here as you watch Meredith looking to convert the Reece Von Neck try. 4 from 4 today, 87% for the season. And the Devils' number. And Meredith makes no mistake as the flags are raised here. The Brumbies now out by 35 points to 31. 66 points in the game so far, 20 minutes still to go.
The Western Force, they haven't had the opportunity to play too much rugby this half. The Brumbies, they've been excellent at just controlling the ball, controlling the tempo of the game, knowing when to accelerate, knowing when to just kick and play safe.
So Bury gets plenty on that one. Nice tackle made. Joe Dillon it was. That's Meredith. Gets plenty on that one. Donaldson takes it cleanly, links up with Bury. Bury goes to the sky. Donaldson's chasing. Again, it falls short. Sapsford takes it. Thorne. It's a replacement. Samasui. Thorne again. Goes to the sky. Players all standing around. Sapsford takes it. Robertson's there. They roll him out of the way. Brumbies still on the attack. Von Neck, the try scorer. Quick hands. So the Western Force come away with the ball on the counter attack. Matt Greeley sends it deep. Pritchard's there. Makes a meal of it. And Jordan Kaminsky says the knock on.
Oh, and that's brought a little bit of energy back into this Western Force crowd and this Western Force team on the park as well this afternoon. A couple high fives. They know how important it is to be the next to score. You can see this Brumbies outfit slowly starting to build momentum. 3 tries in a row. They know they must be next to score.
Again, just awkward there by Pritchard. Just couldn't judge that breeze.
It's wreaking havoc. I mean, we spoke about how good the kicking was early on, but it's really starting to swirl around the breeze this afternoon. Up and unders just going straight up and straight down.
So the Western Force, it's been a while since they've been down this end of the park. What can they do? Can they capitalise? Big scrum. Robertson. Kaminsky said he'll have it again.
Huge effort required here. Tian Tuakipolu, Albert Alcock as well. He's got to support his tight head. He's got to stay down. He's got to stay to the right. They need to lock this right-hand side of the scrum down if they're going to unleash the likes of Bury, Beale, Donaldson. There's firepower in this back line. They need to be given the opportunity here.
Nufo Agachatoa needs to get right up on his front row forward. Lock him in. Robertson with the feed. Two sides connect. The Brumbies put the drive on. Western Force come away with it though. Fine injecting himself. Ball's there. Ikawasi looping around, finds Bury, turns it back inside to Harris. Harris to Donaldson, leaves it behind. They'll come back for the penalty. Bodies strewn across the park here at Palmyra. Jordan Kaminsky's going to have a chat. To Rory Scott. Crowd yelling, send him off. I'm sure, I don't think it was quite worthy of that.
Especially, I think it's just Rory Scott's taken over the captaincy since Luke Reimer exited the park.
And fans certainly enjoying their Saturday afternoon of rugby down here at Tompkins Park. As we mentioned, dogs and kids and fans. It's a great afternoon under the sunshine here at Palmyra on the banks of the Swan River. Western Force, great opportunity here for them. Albert Alcock with the throw. They need to get the line out right. Max Johnson also on now for the Western Force in the headgear. Swain leaves it behind. Scott comes away with it. So execution letting the Western Force down. Reprieve again for the Brumbies. Good pressure put on by Robertson, but the penalty. Offside.
And those are those compounding errors that the coaches just hate. Line out, just a little bit clunky, not quite right, and then backing it up.
Yeah, they're coach killers, aren't they?
Those are those little moments, Mick. Moments that seem insignificant at the time. But all of a sudden, instead of the Force having their line out to attack 22 metres out, it's the Brumbies just about on the halfway mark.
So Thorne getting a rest as well for the Brumbies. McPherson wins it well. Nelson, the new halfback. Barron also having a good shift this afternoon. And the Western Force, once again, their defence turns defence into attack. Viliama Fine getting the pats on the back. Warranted as well.
Absolutely warranted. He's read it beautifully again. It's the up and outside in. Just meeting Declan Meredith there at the line. Declan Meredith just looks up quickly. Just, can someone get the number of that man?
He's been good, Fine. Attack and defence this afternoon.
Absolutely, he has been excellent. Viliame Fine. He's played with the ball, he's run well, kept it in two hands. He's kicked well as well when required. He's not a big kicker, but he has. And they're going all out attack as well. Henry Robertson making his way for Isaac Fines, Liliawasa. Great to see the young Finn Diesel out on the park. We'll look to change the tempo of this match, get it up a notch here as they look to attack inside this 22.
So Western Force, another chance. This time Swain wins it well. They come around him straight away. Spilt there by Pritchard now for the Brumbies. Sends it deep, ball stays in play. Will it break towards the right? Looking for the 50-22. Donaldson's back there, Pritchard is on him. Ball's high. They let it bounce. Donaldson there on the chase. Makes the tackle as well. And it's a good one on Joe Dillon. Ball's loose. Picked up now by Pullman. Can they find some support? Marley Pearce has it. Links up with Bury. Bury on Sapsford. Sapsford misses the tackle. Bury still going. Max Bury kicks ahead. Bury.
Stop it, Max Bury.
I don't believe it.
Take a bow.
We need to see it on the replay to fully comprehend what has just happened here at Tompkins Park. The magician that is Max Bury. That was extraordinary.
Oh, it was end-to-end stuff as well. A huge kick from Pritchard, returned by Donaldson. They let it bounce. It gives them the time. Ben Donaldson, huge hit there on Dillon. And then it was scrappy and loose, and it was It was all in for the little bar fight, and the Force, they were scrapping just that little bit harder. Come away with the ball. Bury goes bang through one, right foot two, right foot three, sees the space in behind. Numbers all around the ball, but just wants it more. Max Bury comes away with it, stands up, says, "Are you not entertained?" to the Force fans down behind.
Extraordinary. Max Bury. Awkward bounce for Dan Nelson in the end as Ben Donaldson moves into it. Allows for the breeze. Does he allow enough? No, he doesn't. The flags stay down. So it is a 1 point. 36-35. About 12 minutes remaining in the match. Meredith with the restart, the Western Force. It's been a problem area for them. This time Beale takes it cleanly. Ekawasi gets the leg drive. They try to keep him up. He comes to ground. Finds Lelewasa is there at halfback. McPherson looking to spoil. Graham Cooper. So another little error there by the Western Force. Outside the 22. Gives the Brumbies an opportunity. Lupina Atta with the throw. Tawati Chantung speaks to him. Swain gets in the way. Marley Pierce cleans it up. Lays it back. Does well for the Western Force. Both sides having trouble with their lineouts at key moments of this match. Finds Lelewasa is there. This time takes play up near the 10.
Yeah, second chopper there for Isaac. Finds Lelewasa. Doesn't make any mistakes. Great exit there, but even greater was the read. Darcy Swain. So he's starting to wreak a little bit of havoc. Breeze has picked up just a bit, so it makes it a little bit tougher to win these lineouts. The ball's in the air for just that a little bit longer.
Chantung's there with the throw. They go over the back. It's been picked up by Alcock. So the Brumbies' communication going missing in the latter stages of this match. Curtly Beale now to Greeley. To Pullman. Pullman straightens. He's wrapped up there by McLeod. In front of the faithful here at Palmyra. Good solid run there by Nofoaga Totoa. Ekawasi, Greeley again. Both sides looking good with front football. The Western Force in possession at the moment. Swain takes the tackle with Paranihi. Finds Lelewasa. This time back inside to Marley Pierce. Takes the ball off Ekawasi. Finds Lelewasa to Donaldson. Nofoaga Totoa again. Chewing up some yards. Ekawasi. Swain now. Almost through the gap. Darcy Swain. Ball comes loose. Referee blows the whistle. And it is the yellow card. Tai Toalima.
It'll be off the back of the last time that they were down that end.
So the Brumbies will be a man down for the remainder of this match. 8.5 to go. As Max Bury sends that ball into touch. Opportunity here for the Western Force, leading by 1. 36-35. 8 minutes remaining. It has been a sea-soaring affair here at Tompkins Park. The Western Force looking to seal a spot in the final if they can win this match here today. The Brumbies looking to keep their season alive. Alcock with the throw. Swain
delivers. Down the short side they go, the Western Force for the line. Pick and go by the home side, leading by 1 at the moment. They pick and go again. Brumbies defence scrambling. Western Force with the penalty advantage now. They can chance their arm. The Western Force, now they go wide. Bury linking up with Donaldson. Donaldson out to Greeley. Greeley for the corner. Matt Greeley, will he get there? Yes, he does. So the Western Force, they score the try. Right out on the touchline.
And it was the hard work done in tight, but the subtlety here from Bury as well. Just shapes up for the crossfield kick, so he gets the opposition to keep the width. And then the pass to Donaldson. Donaldson just had to move it on. Greeley, he had enough space to get the job done. As he put it up by 6 points, 41 points to 35 with the kick to come.
They'd love the conversion, the Western Force. That 6-point buffer doesn't get them home. So here we go. Max Bury looking to convert.
To put the Western Force.
Sends it across. So the Brumbies within a converted try of victory here this afternoon, as we see it again on the replay. Donaldson throwing the loose ball out to Greeley, and Greeley with plenty of work still to do. So here we go. Swain takes it cleanly, but the penalty is awarded. Obstruction. The Brumbies bench called it. Converted try, he'll do it for the Brumbies.
Just some unnecessary play as well there. Greeley's trying to help out.
6.5 minutes remaining in this match. Game on here at Tompkins Park. Meredith puts it into touch.
A couple of fresh players out there for the Western Force as well. Wes Thomas and Max Sawyers onto the park. Hooker and Loosehead prop respectively, as well as Rowan Lay. Young outside back. Huge moment here for this Western Force pack. Can the Brumbies convert?
Great chance for the Brumbies to get themselves back in this game. Balls come loose, picked up. Sawyers comes away with it, his first touch this afternoon. Knock on, so Western Force have the scrum.
Darcy Swain take a bow as well. Even without the lift, he read the line out. Still managed to get a hand to it.
5.5 minutes remaining in this match here at Tompkins Park. Super Rugby Aus delivering in spades here this afternoon. Big scrum.
What a moment for these young front rowers that are out there, both teams.
Yeah, new front row for the Western Force. Plenty of pressure on them.
Thomas Sawyers, apparently, what a time for their first scrum. 15 metres out, the pressure's on. They got a Brumby pack wanting to attack.
Short arm. Plenty of feeling in this match as well. Lafaga Tatoa just having a bit of a chirp at the Brumbies. Western Force need to keep it together. They're not home yet. Bury puts it into touch. Brumbies taking their time.
They've got to be careful. First half cost them a short arm. They need to get on the front foot here. They need to be looking to play.
Crowd's calling them to get on with it. It's been stolen by Harris. How good is he? Will Harris steals one off the front. Finds Lelawasa to Bury. Now to Beale. Curtly Beale, a long ball out to Pullman. Pullman Donaldson now injecting himself from fullback. Ben Donaldson in some space. Ben Donaldson wrapped up outside the 22. Ball's been stolen though, the Brumbies come away with it. Deep inside their own half. Brumbies trailing by 6. It goes back to Meredith, uses the breeze, looking for the safety of the touchline and finds it.
It's a great kick there from Declan Meredith. Look at the speed, the force. They're able to sling that ball to the wide side. Ben Donaldson slicing through, but just trying to do a little bit too much, it looks like, in the tackle, the pop pass. But now, 3 minutes to go.
Wes Thomas needs to get it right. They do very well. Bury, Pullman. Johnson does well in that line out. Got the big mid on it, Bury. Rowan Leahy, the replacement.
The crowd just willing them on here, Mick.
Nofoaga Tatoa. Matt Greeley. So difficult to stop. The Western Force, Donaldson steering the ship. Offloads to Beale. Finds Lelewasa. Bury now. Gets wrapped up. Long ball out to Pullman. Pullman runs back towards his support. High shot there from McPherson. Nothing in it. Bury. Greeley up from fullback. Long ball out. Rowan Leahy. Smothered there by McLeod. Oh, Nofoaga Tatoa. He's injected some enthusiasm into this Western Force side. Finds Lelewasa. This is Paranihi now. The Western Force, another try here will seal it for them. Johnson. The Brumbies hanging on desperately, still with the Western Force. They pick and go. The Kawasi's there. They're queuing up for it, the Western Force. Leg drive by the Force, only a metre or so away. They go around the short side. Western Force looking to seal this match. The Brumbies desperately hanging on. Finds Lelewasa, Donaldson, Leahy. Can he score the try? Yes, he can. That may be the one that seals it for the Western Force. With just a minute and a half remaining in this match, the Brumbies will need to score twice. Time may beat them. 46 points to 35 is the score here.
On the pass straight from the deck, Isaac finds Lelewasa, his forwards. They've done plenty of hard work. Just an absolute laser straight across to Ben Donaldson. And the hands there from the Wallabies 10. Ronan Leahy with the finish as well. And that could just be the cherry on the sundae, Mick.
I think time will beat the Brumbies. It's been an entertaining fixture here this afternoon. A number of changes in the lead as Bury, who has been so good this afternoon. Just pushes that kick wide, and that will be full time, and the Western Force have secured themselves a spot in the final of Super Rugby Aus with that victory, 46 points to 35 over the Brumbies.
Oh, and a huge effort from both teams as well this afternoon. What was it, 91 points or 81 points scored? A huge game. Plenty of attacking rugby, but it was the defensive as well. The defensive efforts from both sides, just massive. Both teams take a bow. What an entertaining game of rugby, Mick.
Yeah, look, that was a cracking game. And this whole Super Rugby Aus, it's a fantastic idea. You've got young guys being thrown in with Wallabies, and you could just see the experience in the end there of players like Darcy Swain just stealing some lineouts when he needed to, the composure of Curtly Beale, and then the injection of Ben Donaldson coming into this Western Force side. But again, the Brumbies, credit to them. I mean, they took the lead early on. As we mentioned, this match seesawed throughout the game. It got back to 1 point, and then the Western Force just going away with it at the end. But look, a credit to both these sides. Nothing separated them really for the full 80 minutes. It was just in the end. I don't think the scoreline truly reflects how close this match was. But the Western Force, they have got themselves into a final, which will be played on the Sunday after the Bledisloe Cup. So it will be a festival of rugby here in the West on that weekend of the 4th, 5th of October.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned as well, Mick, both teams, the Brumbies, consistent throughout that whole afternoon. They just stayed at that good, strong level. They took their opportunities whenever they were presented to them. Western Force, they'll be happy with that result. Tested a little bit more this week, but they'll be a little bit disappointed how they maybe came in and came out of the game. The finishing effort and the fight and the highlights from that second half as well. Plenty of tries scored in that second half, and it was the Brumbies that came out. It was Van Neck. He scored the first try of the afternoon, of the second half anyway, the immediate impact. They went back to back here. It's Rhys Van Neck here, just diving over. That'll be a 40-metre stride out by the end of the evening here. Van Neck, opportunistic try, doing really well. Then it was off the back of a kick from Donaldson, and just the Force, just out enthusiasm from the Western Force here, just giving them the opportunity to play. Pearce getting that ball away. Then it was Bury, plenty of work to do for Max Bury here. Off the right foot, drops it on the bounce. It's good for the Brumbies, but Bury wants it more. Dots it down, says, how do you like me now? But bouncing back to it as well, it was Swain. Taking it up through the guts, a little bit loose, a little bit scrappy, which saw the yellow card to Tai Taolima. And with just under 10 minutes to go, just made it that little bit more difficult for the Force as we see Bury setting up. Just that little depth of hand. Brumbies, they knew they'd scored off the crossfield kick early on in that first half, so just the shape up to kick just kept the width on the Brumbies defenders. Pass to Donaldson, the finish from Greeley. Just too good.
And then the final try of the afternoon, just wrapping it up. Rowan Lee scoring the try for the Western Force and putting it beyond doubt. So plenty of try scorers this afternoon. So for the Western Force, Bury with 2, Swain, Harris, Fine, Greeley, Lee and Lamb all scoring. So 8 tries in all for the Western Force. Off the boot, Donaldson none from 1, Bury 3 from 6. And for the Brumbies, 35 points. Thorne, Alatini, Wilcox, McPherson and Von Neck and Meredith with 5 from 5 off the tee. So 46 points to 35. A really entertaining spectacle. We thought that was going to be the case, Tess, and look, it didn't let us down.
Absolutely, it didn't let us down, and the Brumbies, they'll be disappointed with that, but there's still opportunities. You know, the for and against it comes in to who's going to be going through to this final series, but they've got plenty of work to do. They'll be requiring a victory over the top of the Waratahs next week, and they'll be praying for a New South Wales victory over the Queensland Reds up next.
Yeah, so that game, the Waratahs up against the Reds at 5:45 Eastern Standard Time. That's available on all the usual platforms, Rugby.com.au, YouTube page, Rugby Explorer, and also Stan Sport. But that will do us here. That is all we have time for at Tompkins Park. What a day it has been in the earlier match. It was the Brumbies running out victors by 31 points to 21 over the under-19s. And in this Super Rugby, in fact, it was 35-17, the Brumbies defeating the Force. And in Super Rugby Aus, it was the Western Force playing their way into the final, defeating the Brumbies by 46 points to 35. My name is Mick Collis on behalf of Heath Testman and all the crew. Thanks for your company, and we look forward to you joining us next week for more Super Rugby Aus action.